We all build walls inside us, not from stone or steel, but from the quiet weight of our own beliefs. Each one formed to protect us from pain, rejection, or failure. But over time, those same beliefs that once kept us safe start keeping us small, confined, and limited. They tell us who we can't be, what we can't have, and why it's safer to stay the same. Stay with the familiar, the known. That wall you feel? It points us toward that negative belief, that limiting belief. It's not life holding you back. It's an old definition, still doing its job long after you've outgrown it. But here's the truth. The wall was never the enemy. It's just a belief waiting to be updated. And the moment you see it clearly, and you discover the limiting or negative belief, your mind will open a window, a few minutes where your brain is ready to rewrite itself. That's where alignment begins, when protection turns into presence, and limitation becomes direction. Because when you see the wall for what it is, you stop fighting it and start walking through it. Before memory, before belief, feelings, and emotions, there was awareness. Not an idea, a rhythm. That quiet sense behind the noise, the part of you that's still listening, even when your thoughts are shouting. Every one of us begins the journey of life the same. We arrive curious, unguarded, reaching for the world like it's a friend we already know. And then, brick by brick, we start building walls. Someone tells us what's safe, what's wrong, what's impossible. A teacher frowns, a parent sighs. A friend laughs at the wrong moment, and we think, oh, maybe I should hide this part of me. And then, brick by brick, we start building walls, adopting, holding on to belief systems. Sometimes, even clinging to them until the very last moment. All those new beliefs, new foundations upon which we grow and develop, are necessary. Some are good, some are bad, some are neutral. But it doesn't matter, because every single one of them is a step in the architecture of who we are becoming. Each belief shaping not just how we see things, but how we feel about what we see. Even though emotion and feelings come first, and only then we start building those belief systems and structures, layer upon layer, it can be like someone tells us what's safe, what's wrong, what's impossible. A teacher frowns, a parent sighs, a friend laughs at the wrong moment. A stranger stares at you the wrong way. A mentor hesitates before saying, "You can do it." Heartbreak and a heartache. Also, when moment of joy is met with silence instead of celebration. And countless moments like these, the examples are just endless. And slowly, we begin to shape and redefine ourselves on and around them. We think, oh, maybe I should hide this part of me. Maybe I should go this way instead of that way. Maybe I won't do this again, not after what happened. We don't notice how many bricks we carry. We just call it growing up. Until one day we look around and realize the house we live in was built entirely out of our fear-based beliefs. But here's the thing. Those walls weren't built to trap you. They were built to guide you, protect you. Your mind's only job has ever been to keep you safe, despite the high cost. We all have this part of us that knows walls are meant to shelter you from storms, not to become the weather you live under. Here's something simple but powerful. Every belief you have is a neural pathway, a small road your brain built to make sense of life. The more often you walk it, the smoother it gets. That's why old habits feel automatic. They've been paved by repetition and emotion. Now, the magic part. Each time you question one of those roads or hit a wall, just pay attention, look and observe it instead of running down it. That way, you open a neuroplastic window, a short period, about 15 minutes, when your brain becomes soft clay again. In that window, you can reshape yourself. You can trade an old quote and quote truth for a new beneficial and improved belief system. But don't think you have to force it. Transformation doesn't begin with effort. It begins with observation. The moment you stop fighting your limitation and simply watch it, it begins to lose its authority. The wall trembles, not because you pushed, but because you saw, you noticed. Let's make that real. Maybe somewhere inside, there's a voice that says, "I'm not enough." You might not remember when it started, maybe a childhood moment, maybe a slow collection of disappointments. But it's been whispering so long it feels like fact. And because you believe it, everything you do bends around it. But if you pause, even for a second, and listen beneath that voice, you might notice something softer hiding underneath it. That belief wasn't born from truth. It was born from care. A younger version of you built that wall to protect you from rejection or pain. It wasn't your enemy. It was your bodyguard. But the guard stayed on duty long after the war ended. You don't have to destroy your negative beliefs. You can retire them with gratitude. Thank them for their service. Tell them you can take it from here and watch what happens. The wall doesn't shatter. It dissolves quietly, naturally, into air. That's the moment your mind rewires itself. The old pattern stops being your default and becomes your choice. In that sacred 15-minute window, creation listens, not to your shouting, but to your clarity, not to your wish, but to your definition. You don't have to demand a new life. You have to describe it honestly to yourself again and again until your nervous system understands, this is safe now. So when doubt knocks at the door, don't slam it shut. Invite it in. Let it speak its fears. And when it finishes, smile gently and say, "Thank you for trying to protect me." Because that moment, that calm acknowledgement, is where alchemy begins. That's where survival becomes wisdom. Remember this: beliefs are not the enemies. Unconscious beliefs are. The instant you can see the pattern, you are no longer the pattern. You're the architect, not the wall. If you can meet success and failure and treat them both as teachers, you've already begun to walk free. You're not broken. You are not half gone, not lost or forsaken. Definitely not too late, not too far gone to begin again. You are not your mistakes and failures, not the voice that told you you can't. You are not the walls you built to survive. You are not defined by who you were when you were afraid. You're just built on blueprints that were never updated. And the beauty of being human is that you can redraw them anytime you remember to listen beneath the static.